America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Chauvin, if you remember, when it came down to the civil rights of George Floyd, he originally pled not guilty. Well, Derek Chauvin has had a change of heart. He is now going to plead guilty to violating the civil rights of George Floyd. Okay, which means he'll probably get more time. So this is CNN, December 13th, 2021. Derek Chauvin, the former Minnesota police officer who was convicted in April on state murder charges for killing George Floyd, is scheduled to appear at a change of plea hearing Wednesday in the federal civil rights case against him, according to court documents. Now, this is where the three other cops will all be together on the civil rights part of the case. And if you remember, I did a video. The other cops wanted separate trials, but the court said no. So all four cops will be tried together for this part of their case. All right. So Chauvin was accused of depriving Floyd the right to be free from unreasonable seizure, which includes the right to be free from use of unreasonable force by a police officer. Chauvin pled not guilty to the charges in September. Floyd's death on May 25th, 2020, sparked protests nationwide against police brutality and racial injustice. Bystander video showed Chauvin kneeling on Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, while the 46-year-old, handcuffed and lying prone to the ground, gasped for air, telling Chauvin that he couldn't breathe. The change of plea hearing is scheduled for the U.S. District Court in St. Paul, Minnesota. However, his initial plea was he was indicted. He would like to change that plea, the court spokesperson told CNN. CNN left messages Monday for Chauvin's attorney, but did not get an immediate response. Former officers Tutel and J. Alexander King were also charged in connection with their alleged failure to intervene in Chauvin's use of unreasonable force, according to the federal indictment. Chauvin, Tal, King, and Thomas Lane also face a charge of allegedly failing to give Floyd medical aid. Tal King and Lane pled not guilty to the charges in September. The indictment said the defendants saw Floyd lying on the ground in clear need of medical care and willfully failed to aid Floyd by acting with deliberate indifference to a substantial risk of harm to Floyd. In April, Chauvin was convicted of second degree unintentional murder, third degree murder, and second degree manslaughter for killing Floyd's. Yeah. So his sentence was 22 and a half years in state prison. Under Minnesota law, Chauvin will have to serve two-thirds of his sentence, or 15 years. And he will be eligible for supervised release for the remaining 7.5 years. Separately, Tao, King, and Lane are charged in a state court with aiding and abetting second degree murder and aiding and abetting second degree manslaughter in Floyd's death. They have pled not guilty. The trial is currently set for March 2022. So it looks like Chauvin is changing his plea to guilty, and the other three are saying they are not guilty. So we'll see how that pans out. I'll definitely keep track of the federal civil rights part of this case. Wow. But y'all, please tell me what you think about Derek Chauvin changing his plea. What choice does he really have? You were already convicted of, 22 and a half years for murdering this man. It would look kind of stupid for you to plead not guilty for violating his civil rights, but you already been convicted in criminal court. I'm just saying. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.